Alright everybody, so earlier today, as one does, I was surveying the stimulus check landscape on YouTube. Kind of like how Batman looks over Gotham City, making sure everything's cool. I was looking over YouTube, making sure that all the stimulus check content was cool. And let me tell you this, all the stimulus check content was not cool. I saw some of the most egregious clickbait that I have seen thus far on YouTube regarding recurring monthly stimulus checks, okay? And not only that, but I saw this egregious clickbait made babies. Yes, little stimulus click babies, all right? Here's what I'm talking about. Check this out. Look at my screen. Michael Wrubel, who seems to be the king of this new generation of stimulus check YouTubers, released a video called New Update, Just In, Retroactive $2,000 a month stimulus check package. It's a complete lie. He's a complete fraud. Okay, that is complete BS. Next up, Jimmy Michalek basically just copies him almost word for word. New update, just in, retroactive $2,000 a month second stimulus check. And then look at this guy, Hustle Bish. New update, just in, retroactive $2,000 a month stimulus check recurring package. It's like, oh, you guys are real creative, these last two, right? They obviously just saw Michael Wrubel's clickbait and they copied him. They're all a bunch of scammers. I mean, can you believe this? This is just ridiculous. And this Michael Wrubel guy, he's really bad, okay? I mean, I looked at another one of his videos today, and here's what he puts in the title. He said, Congress just announced $2,400 a month stimulus check response and giveaway. Oh my stars, Congress just announced a $2,400 a month stimulus check. This is sick. Michael Wrubel, you're sick. You disgust me, you freaking little... Anyway, this is a complete lie, okay? This goes beyond clickbait. This is a complete lie. Congress, when you say Congress did something, or Congress announced something, that's pretty meaningful. Would you agree? Right? And for you to say that Congress just announced a $2,400 a month stimulus check is complete bull. And you know it, you little punk-faced kid. It's a lie. It's not true. What is he talking about? He's basically talking the whole time about a CBO report. Okay? A CBO report that's analyzing the effects of extending the $600 weekly FPUC. That's the $2,400 stimulus check he's talking about, because $600 times 4 weeks a month is $2,400. Okay? We know that Democrats want to extend the FPUC, right? We've been over that in the HEROES Act. Okay, that's old news. Okay, but for you to now say that Congress just announced that they're going to extend it, and you're kind of framing this unemployment as a stimulus check, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. All he does is go over the same article from The Hill yesterday. I think he made a video about this article yesterday where it basically says, oh, some Republicans are rethinking their position on extending unemployment benefits as a result of like unemployment and what the CBO is saying. Okay. We've talked about that yesterday, right? And that's old news anyway. We know that some Republicans would be open to potentially extending the unemployment, just not as high as $600 a week, okay? Then he quotes Chuck Grassley, who said, as we begin to safely reopen our economy, it should be the goal of Congress to get America back to work, while helping those who can't in a more targeted and efficient way. A strong economy and a healthy population are not competing goals. They go hand in hand. Okay, cool. I mean, does that sound like a call for a $2,400 monthly stimulus to you? You can't just say that Congress just announced $2,400 a month stimulus check. There's nothing in your stupid video that says anything about Congress just announcing a $2,400 a month stimulus check. Okay, that's a complete lie. You're a complete fraud. All right, and so are these other cats. Jimmy Michalek. This guy made a video yesterday basically ripping off Michael Wrubel. New update, just in, retroactive $2,000 a month second stimulus check. Sorry, buddy. But nothing you say in this video is just in. First of all, you're copying Michael Wrubel, who the day before created a video, right? So, by nature, if your title is basically copying the guy who made something the day before, what you're making is not just in. And you're basically reading day-old articles, right? If you read day-old articles on the internet, it's not breaking, it's not just in. He just basically goes over the basics of the $2,000 a month stimulus package, and he gets basic facts wrong, this guy, Jimmy, in this video. In this video, he says, and I quote, there's 40 million people unemployed, and then he compares that to the 15 million unemployed during the Great Depression.
whether it's going to be the $1,200 or the $2,000 per month. And I mean, how could you not think we don't need a second stimulus package? There's 40 million people unemployed, and there's millions more still filing every week. That's absolutely insane. For comparison purposes, there was only about 15 million Americans unemployed and out of work during the Great Depression. We now have 40 million Americans out of work.
No, Jimmy, I suggest that before you spout off your ignorance, you take the time to learn things, okay? Just because over 40 million Americans have filed jobless claims does not mean there are currently 40 million Americans unemployed, because many of those Americans have gone back to work since filing their initial jobless claim. Please watch, for your education, Jimmy, my video this morning on the jobs report, where I actually took the time to read it myself, not just read some CNBC article, right? To read it myself and I explain to you what's going on. All right, 45 seconds in, I address your very mistake. I didn't even know about your mistake at the time. Okay? I mean, this is what you get when all you know how to do is read CNBC or Forbes or The Hill, and you just don't have the framework to speak intelligently about anything. I'm not saying this because I'm a CPA, okay? Me, Kevin's not a CPA or an attorney or anything like that. I've blasted him before, but I will admit he does oftentimes speak intelligently. He makes independent observations about things. At least he has a framework in which he can view things, and he doesn't just have to depend what somebody said in CNBC or Forbes or The Hill. Okay? That said, he clearly does go overboard sometimes with the clickbait. Okay? But at least he has this framework. But when I see someone like this making this video, it just tells me you don't even have the framework, right? To be able to know what the heck you're talking about. And also, Jimmy made a video today called More Stimulus Pass, Second Stimulus Check Update today. Of course, what he's referring to is the PPP Flexibility Act, which we know is for businesses. I told you about how the Senate passed it 2 days ago, the day they actually passed it, okay? It was actually breaking then. But very likely, of course, Jimmy just wants you to think that more stimulus checks have been passed, because he says right afterward in his title, Second Stimulus Check Update Today, and in the description, it's all about the $2,000 second stimulus checks, okay? And he even gets the details of the PPP Flex Act wrong. He says it was just passed yesterday. No, it was passed by the Senate 2 days ago, and it was signed into law by President Trump this morning, but you didn't mention that. That could be because maybe while you were making this, you weren't aware that he was having a press conference. I'm going to forgive you for that. That's not a big deal. But the way he talks about it is that you can tell he hasn't really the faintest idea of what the PPP is or what the PPP Flex Act is, okay? He's just glossing over some CNBC article, and he does so incorrectly. You can tell he doesn't know what he's talking about because he gets the basic facts wrong, right? He tells you that now employers will have until June 30th to bring their employers back, because a CNBC article says the June 30th deadline was extended. So he looked at that, and somehow he read it as, oh yeah, you know, this deadline for this thing is June 30th.
They have to spend at least 60% of the stimulus package on payroll for employees, and this extends it up to June 30th. They have a June 30th deadline to rehire workers.
Wrong. With the PPP Flex Act being enacted, that June 30th deadline is extended to December 31st, buddy. And of course you're a stimulus expert, of course, right? And it's not even like more stimulus money has been passed, okay? It's like the money is, a lot of the PPP money is already out there, right? This is just making more of that money easier for businesses to get forgiven, all right? That's what you get when all you know how to do is read articles on the internet, right? You don't have the framework to really, truly understand it. And there's the other guy, Hustle Bish. I'm already too fired up right now. I don't even want to get into him. But I mean, look, it's just, he basically copied the title, right, from Michael Wrubel. If anyone on YouTube is watching this, anyone from YouTube or who works for YouTube, okay, please, I urge you, do a better job of reining in financial misinformation, okay? Y'all do a great job, or you're starting to do a great job of reining in perhaps malicious information that could harm people's health, right? Or at least demonetize that content to give those individuals less of an incentive to continue creating it. I urge you to do the same with respect to financial matters. So YouTube, please, okay, reward those who create good, accurate, non-clickbaity content, and demonetize those who create misleading content. All right. That's all I have for now. I thought this was going to be more fun than it was. Thought I'd have a little Friday fun, but I actually I actually got pretty into it, didn't I? Okay, I gotta go relax now. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye bye.